Have you ever been watching a Looksmaxxing video on how to be more attractive and then you realize, wait, why is every dude in this video white? I've noticed that in these self-help spaces, a lot of people tend to forget black people exist for some reason. We need more advice geared towards Africans. And as a black man who's improved his attractiveness by miles, today I want to teach you how to do the exact same thing. Today I want to show you how to improve your looks as a black man, okay? I made that Looksmaxxing video like 2 weeks ago, and I talked about this in the video, but I'll say it again, bro. I will go and I'll look up a tutorial and it'll be talking about how to find the right hairstyle or some dumb shit. And then I click on the fucking video and I watch it, and the only dudes they put in the video are fucking white. They're white, or they're like Mexican or Asian or some shit. And I'm like, bro, you know black people exist, bro. The first thing I want to talk about is how weird this spot is for a lot of black dudes, because I don't know if you noticed, but I feel like when a lot of people, especially a lot of girls who prefer black men, when they think of a black guy, a lot of times what they think about is what people stereotypically think of what a black guy is like. A lot of times that fucks up guys who are kind of more normal. Guys who are black, who are normal, who are a lot more proper. What ends up happening is they get in this really weird spot because the women who do prefer black men prefer certain traits in black men that these guys don't have, but then it's like they're black. So the girls who don't prefer black men, I mean, they act the way that those girls prefer, but they don't look like it because they're black. So they're in a very, very, very weird spot. It's just a very not good stereotype to have to fit into. A black guy could be like super, super, super good looking, but if he's not acting the way that the women who prefer black men are acting, they're not going to be attracted to him, right? There's a lot of black dudes who fit that weird range. Use like Michael B. Jordan as an example, bro. Like, he's really good looking, but he's proper. He just doesn't act like that, you know what I mean? And when you don't act like that, but you look a certain way, it's just a really weird place. So I get it though, because I'm speaking about it because I feel like I'm in that place. I'm just letting you know right now, if you're like me, if you're kind of the guy that I just described, if you're doing everything I was doing and you kind of fit into the exact same spot I fit into, I think most of the people that you're probably going to date are going to be outside of your race, and most of the people you attract are not going to be people who prefer black dudes. It's going to be very weird, but that's just the way that it is. I'm just letting you know that right now. The real first thing that I want you to do is I want you to find your archetype. I know that sounds confusing, but when I say archetype, I mean find the type of guy you fit into, because yes, we are black. I'm black, you're black, but you probably don't look anything like me. Not all black people look the same, not all white people look the same, nobody exactly looks the same. People look similar, but generally speaking, even amongst black people, there's going to be black guys who fit in one specific type, and then there's going to be black guys who fit in another specific type. Let's take a classic example, a light-skinned dude with curls. I'm not talking about me, but you know, a light-skinned dude with curls, that's one type, right? That's one type, and everybody knows that type because it's been memed on TikTok and stuff like that. That's one type of black guy, but then like, what's another type? A Nigerian, a dark-skinned Nigerian with waves and a beard. That's two different types of black dudes right there. They're both black, but they look completely different, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, you need to find your archetype. So what type of black guy are you? Are you that one dark-skinned dude with locks who plays basketball? Like, who are you? You know what I mean? So go in the mirror, look at that, and assess what archetype you are. And then what I want you to do, this is what I did. I was trying to find what archetype I fit, because at the time, I didn't really think I fit any stereotypically attractive black guy type of archetype. I didn't really think I fit, but I knew for a fact I was light-skinned. So I was like, okay, let me look at some light-skinned dudes. Basically, I went online and I started searching around. I found an archetype that I could fit into. I went on Instagram and I was scrolling and I was looking for a little bit. And then I found this one dude. He's a gymnast, he's a fitness influencer. His name is Stacey Irvin Jr. And I found his Instagram, and I remember I followed him because I follow a lot of fitness influencers, and I don't know, I just thought he was a cool fitness influencer, so I followed him. But I remember he had a post. He was like in front of like a Christmas tree or something like that. And it was just a good picture. It was a really good picture of him. And I looked at that picture and then I started realizing that facially, he kind of looks like me. That struck me a little bit because he's the only dude the only type of famous dude I've ever seen who looks anything like me facially. Like the same skin color, the way that my chin is, my cheekbones, everything, like facially speaking, like the way my face structure is, he's the only dude I've ever seen who looks even a little bit like. I saw that and I recognized that, and then I saw his hair, and he has like the type of hair I have right now is kind of the same hair that he has, but that's what I'm about to talk about. So he had these like long, super long curls, type of hair, and he kind of fit this like black surfer dude, Aquaman looking type aesthetic. Like, I'll show a couple pictures, but I saw that and I saw his hair and I was like, yo, he kind of looks like me, but he's like actually attractive. He looks pretty good. What if I tried to get that hair? And that right there is literally what started my whole hair journey, bro. I literally like started growing my hair out and all this other stuff, trying to get that hair. Eventually, you know what I'm saying, my hair kept growing, I got it, and now I think I look much better than I did when I first found out who he was. So that right there is what I'm talking about, bro. Like, I literally just found this dude on Instagram, and then I saw his hair and I was like, yo, I think that hair would look super cool on me. And then I started growing it and I got that hair, and now I think I look much better. And that right there is what I'm talking about. Like, it doesn't have to be Instagram, but if you can just find somebody, bro, like if you can find a black dude like that, like there might be some people who kind of look like Michael B. Jordan a little bit. Well, guess what? 90% of the population finds Michael B. Jordan attractive. So what does that mean? If you look like Michael B. Jordan, maybe you should get his haircut. Maybe you should ask what his haircut is. Maybe you should get it. Maybe you should start dressing like him. Maybe you should get a beard and a mustache like he has. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Like, you have to find your archetype, and then you have to kind of Looksmax into your archetype. So you got to do things that will fit that archetype more, so that you will be found more attractive by 99% of the population. So, and obviously I'm not saying you have to like copy somebody's look, no, but take inspiration is basically what I'm saying. Like, find a guy who looks like you, take inspiration, and make yourself look as good as you can look based off of him. Like, it's the same thing, it's the same advice people give with like style and like clothes. You know how when you look at videos on like how to dress better, it'll be like, find somebody who dresses similar to the way you dress, but they actually do it like good, and then copy their fits. That's literally like, it's the same thing with your archetype. There's a couple of things you're gonna have to do as a black guy to make yourself more attractive. So the first thing I want to really emphasize to you as a black man is that you need to find a good ass hairstyle. I cannot stress how important hair is. I mean, I guess it's important for every race, but I just feel like for some reason, I don't know why, for some reason with black men especially, your hair is like literally everything, bro. It is literally everything. There's multiple different types of looks you can go for, especially with your hair, because I don't know, the way that your hair looks can kind of completely change your vibe as a man, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You could have like a shorter, clean cut type of look. You can have a longer, wild type of look. You know what I'm saying? People assume things about you based off of the way that you look, and your hair can completely change people's perception of you. You should have done the first step already. If you have done the first step, which is to find your archetype, then you should kind of already know what you want your hair to be. Because if you were going on Instagram looking up guys who looked like you, who are attractive, look at their hair and then basically just try to emulate that. That's all you have to do. It will probably turn out very good looking. That's where the archetype stuff comes in. You don't have to do as much work if you already kind of know like a framework of what you want to look like. I said this in the last video and I'll say this now. I would look into getting longer hair, because 99% of dudes look better. Not all dudes, but a lot of dudes look better with longer hair. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. How many black dudes have you seen who had like a fade, just a short like taper, and then they grew out their locks, they grew out dreadlocks, and then all of a sudden they grew out dreadlocks and now they look way better. I've seen dreadlocks save niggas' lives, bro. If you already have locks, I feel like you should try to make yourself stand out in a way. There's multiple ways you can do that. You can grab your locks. I used to do this. I used to grab, whenever I had dreadlocks, I used to grab my locks and I used to tie them up. Like, I used to tie up the back and then leave the front. It's just little things like that. Little things like that make you stand out from the rest of the crowd, because if every black dude has locks, I mean, you're not going to be more attractive than most black dudes because you look the exact same, right? Another thing I did when I had dreadlocks, I got them highlighted. I got the tips of them highlighted yellow, and that helped me stand out tremendously, because before, whenever my locks were black, I mean, they didn't look bad or anything. For some reason, I got my locks highlighted yellow and everybody started really liking my hair. Literally nothing about my hair changed except for the color at the ends of the dreads. That was the only thing that changed. It's a very minor change, but it made all of the difference. The next thing I want to talk about is your body. Being muscular as a black dude is 100% I honestly think it's essential. If you want to be an even semi-attractive black dude, you have to be muscular, bro. You have to. I'm sorry, but it's true, bro. I'm pretty sure most of you already know that, but you want to make sure you have a consistent, good routine. You want to make sure that you are tracking your calories. That was a big point I made in my other video. So make sure every single time that you're eating that many amount of calories per day, and also pay attention to your protein. If you don't want to get fat while you're gaining more weight that you gain in general, the more and more you're going to want to pay attention to your protein, because you don't want to gain fat. You can very easily get fat while you're trying to gain weight. It's very easy to do that. All that stuff, plus the fact that you need to be in the gym, but you already knew that. Like, I don't need to explain that to you. You need to be in the gym. You need to have a consistent routine. That's basic shit. You know what I'm saying? But the stuff you probably don't know is the calorie maintenance and the macronutrients and the protein. So I'm telling you right now, pay attention to your protein, pay attention to your macros, macros, pay attention to your calories. If you do all those things and you get in the gym consistently, you will gain size, bro. And that's all you need. You don't need to be Sam Sulek. You don't need to be on steroids. You don't need to be huge. You just need to have some muscle, because unfortunately you cannot exist as I don't know why. I'm just a messenger. You know what I'm saying? I don't make the rules. You cannot be an attractive black man in 2023 and not have muscles. It's impossible. The last thing that I wanted to mention, all of the other stuff that I talked about in the other video that's really basic that you still need to do if you want to look somewhat good, because that's just how things work. The skincare, the whitening of your teeth, the clean cut type of look, and that means the way that you dress needs to be clean cut, the way that your fade is, the way that your hairline is, your beard trim, everything needs to be clean cut. It needs to be straight, sharp, and you know, obviously just basic stuff like good hygiene, smelling good. All that other stuff is all you really need to do. If you do that in combination with everything that I was talking about during this video, you will become like a very attractive black man, bro. In general, just take care of it. You know, that's really what I'm trying to get at. Take care of that. Take care of your hygiene, shower, you know, whiten your teeth. But that's the stuff I talked about in the last video. That video blew up for a reason. It has a lot of valuable information, but I just don't want to retread the same things I've already said because it's annoying. So please watch that other, right after this one, watch the other one. You will need it, trust me. All that basic other stuff, you should have already been doing that regardless, but you know, if you didn't, well, now you know. Like I said, everything I just explained all kind of compiles, and it makes you just look so much better when, even like I said, even just a little tiny tweaks can completely change your appearance. The way that a dude cuts his beard can completely change his appearance. Pay attention to the little things, pay attention to what I said, apply it, and yeah, you should become the absolute most attractive version of yourself, which is my goal, and hopefully it should be yours after you watch this video. I mean, that's pretty much it.